Hi guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see behind me, I've cleared out my fluvial Roma tank, which was my tropical tank, which you've seen in the previous video. This is what it looks like now. It's been cleared out. We've given it a good wash, and as you can see, we've altered a few things about it as well, which I'll show you now. So the tank's all been cleaned out. We've stuck the heater back on in that back right corner. The sucky clips aren't that brilliant, so I might have to get a couple of new ones of them, to be honest, but they don't cost a lot, so that'll probably be something that I'll do. I've altered where the water goes out of the tank and where the water comes back into the tank. I've put the one where it goes out of the tank onto the left hand side, as that's where it sits better at the top with the pipes. And I've also put where the water comes back in the top left corner, but I've angled it so it shoots diagonally across the tank. That's just so it gives it a bit more better flow across the whole tank and circulates the water better. So that's the inside of the tank. That's ready for the sand and the rock which I aquascaped, which I did in the previous video. I've got the sand down here, the Carib Sea, I think it's Aranite, or Argranite, something along them lines, but that's what I've used in my Red Sea Reefer tank downstairs. It's really good. I've also picked up some ATM Colony, which is just enough for this tank and filter, which you add the water in and then it helps cycle. So when you've added the water to the tank, you add that to the tank and then you can put a fish straight in, and it uses the ammonia, well, the waste of the fish, which makes the ammonia, the nitrates and all of that go up, and it helps to cycle the tank quicker. That's what I've used in all my previous tanks, and it just helps get it kick-started quicker instead of having to wait months and add beneficial bacteria and ammonia manually. So there's the rock down there that we've got. I'm going to rinse that off now so it's all clean and it shouldn't make the water too murky. I'm then going to go and rinse that sand so it doesn't make it too murky. Obviously the tank will be murky a little bit, but if you just give both of these a rinse off, then it just really helps it to clear quicker. So I'm just going to do a bit of time lapse now with me adding the sand to the tank, and I'm going to add the aquascape as well, and then we're going to top it up with water. Right, so I've rinsed the sand, that's all been rinsed out. I'm going to add that to the tank now. So that's what the tank looks like now that I've added the sand. That's all been rinsed out. There is going to be a bit of cloudiness still to the water because you're never going to wash out all of the cloudiness out of the sand. But that's it with the sand in at the minute. I'm going to add the rock now, and then we can start topping it up with water. Right, so I've got the piece of rock here. This is what I'm going to sit in the tank. I'm just going to put it slap bang in the middle, just so there's plenty of swimming room around the edge and above whatever fish we may get for this tank. I've added the rock to the tank now as well, so we've got the sand and the rock inside the tank. As you can see, it looks really natural. I'm really happy with how the scape's turned out. It's still a bit messy at the minute, but we're going to start to add water now. So I've got my bucket of salt water down here. I've just had to go outside and get it. It's absolutely tipping it down. Typical British weather. So I've got this down here. I'm just going to have to jug it in because this tank's upstairs. And then I'm going to have to keep going fetching buckets and jugging it in until it gets to a certain height where I can tip it straight into the tank, because I don't want to mess up the sand and stir up all the cloudiness as much as possible. So we're pretty much there. We've filled it up as far as I can for the minute. It's just sitting under the lip. It's not quite as high as I need it to be. I need it to be about another inch higher. So I'm going to see if I can get this running. I'm going to prime the filter. I'm going to see if it's got enough to fill the filter and start the tank cycling round to try and clear it, because as you can see, it's very murky. I was hoping it wasn't going to be that murky, but unfortunately it is. So I'm going to do that now, and then in the morning I'll whack my RO unit on, get some extra water put in, mix up the salt, and I'll top it up tomorrow so it's all ready, all filled, everything can be done. I can then put the lid on the top. I want to cut out a little bit on the lid in the top corner where the pipes go in, which I'll show you in a minute. So as you can hear, the filter's priming at the minute. We'll see if it's got enough water. So there we go. The filter's primed. There's just enough water in it to get the flow going round. You can hear a few air bubbles coming out of the filter, but they'll soon settle down. So it's currently running. I'm going to let it run overnight and hopefully it will clear up the cloudiness so you'll be able to see it better in the morning. But if you look underneath here, there used to be a shelf at the back. However, we've had to remove that so that we can get the filter further back, so that the pipes reach up, because they go up the back. You can't see there at the minute, but they come up at the back. We used to have them in the middle, just about here, the return one. But I wanted to tidy it all up and put it all over this side, because then when I put the lids on top, I'm going to cut out the corner of the lid so that it sits flush with the tank. Of course, you need a lid on the tank for what I'm going to be putting in here. So yeah, tidied up under here, got rid of everything. I've got my colony over here for when I'm ready to add a fish. But yeah, moved the filter back, cleaned it all out, added more rock, took some of the sponge out of the filter and added some rock, some of the Marco rock, which will turn live over time while it's cycling. So yeah, it's a bit cloudy at the minute, but it'll soon clear up. So we've got the tank running behind us. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you look forward to seeing it once it's all cleared up, so you can actually see the aquascape. I'm going to top that water up tomorrow, like I said, and then I'll be ready to add the colony and a certain fish which I really want to add to the tank. That's what I did the aquascape for, was mainly for this fish, so it's got loads of hiding spaces. If you do like the videos that I'm doing, if you could just give the video a like, if you could share it with all of your friends, Anyone that you think might be interested, subscribe to the channel. That really helps. A lot of the people that watch the videos don't actually subscribe. And I'd really like your comments as well. Any comments, any suggestions, ideas, any help, everything's appreciated. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.